Hi, this is Steve Harris calling from Tokyo for Jeff, I believe.
This is Jeff.
Hi, Jeff.
How are you?
Good, good. Jeff, I've been given a list of questions by a journalist at Rocky On magazine here in Tokyo.
Okay.
And I'm basically just an interpreter by trade, so I'll be the conduit here. Although, unfortunately, I don't have to interpret on the spot. We'll just run through the questions, and this will be translated later.
Okay.
Okay?
Great.
So you guys are on tour right now. We had a lot of trouble catching up with you. I guess you're kind of moving around?
Yeah, I'm actually at home right now for like 4 days.
Mm-hmm. Mm. You sound a little bit hoarse. Do you have a cold or something?
Yeah, I'm sick.
Oh.
But I always sound hoarse, too.
Okay, so the tour's been pretty extensive then, huh?
Yeah, it's been going off and on since October last year, so... Been to Europe once, been through Canada, been all across the United States, so pretty extensive.
And it seems like the word about Wilco is catching like wildfire, so I'd imagine a lot of offers or requests for shows are coming in, right?
We've never been so popular.
Yeah.
But it's pretty good.
Is it purely a word-of-mouth thing, or has there been any sort of events or other happenings that have contributed to this popularity?
Well, Wilco has gotten a lot of press, but I think it is for the most part, I guess it's been pretty much of a word-of-mouth thing.
Mm-hmm. I guess for better or worse, you seem to have captured the attention of older fans who tend to be somewhat jaded, and I guess they're the ones who decide on what gets written in the newspapers and the magazines.
They're the ones who get their records free.
But they seem to have taken a liking to you guys, and I guess that obviously has been sort of a shortcut to fame.
Well, it's not a shortcut to selling a lot of records. It's a shortcut to getting your name in the paper a lot, I guess. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. How old are you guys, by the way?
We're all in our. I'm almost 30, and I guess the band's average age is around early 30s.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you guys have somewhat of a career in music. I mean,
yeah. I guess I've made about 7 records so far.
Mm-hmm. Is that with this band, or you mean just?
2 with Wilco, 4 with Uncle Tupelo, and I guess 1 with Golden Smog, and working on our second one with Golden Smog.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I see. And I would imagine that the live shows are kind of feeding the, leading to sort of the feeding frenzy. The more people see you, the more they talk about you. So I guess it's kind of hard to curtail your concert activities at this point.
Well, it's really the only way we make any money right now, so it's a good thing that the live show is doing as well as it is, which tends to be a hard thing to do in the 90s, I think, for a lot of bands, but we've been pretty lucky so far this year.
Mm-hmm. When you say hard thing for bands to do in the 90s, what do you say there?
Well, it seems like a lot of bands that sell a lot of records even, maybe bands that sell even more records than we do, have trouble getting people to come out live because of, just the difference in the 90s audience isn't really that geared for, like, live entertainment. They're into, video games and TV and whatever. It seems like, at least that's what people tell me. I don't know. Like we've had like really good crowds most of the shows we've done in the last year or so.
Mm-hmm. How is the album doing commercially, by the way? Is it?
I'd say by like industry standards, okay. By our standards, it's great. I think sold about 120,000 records worldwide, which isn't like something that Madonna'd wipe her butt with that,
That's a sneeze from Madonna. So that's quite a bit less than I had thought, because the word of mouth has really been spreading.
Right. I mean, that's kind of the way it is. I mean, friends and family look at it and think we're like Tony Bennett or something, you know.
Peter Frampton.
Yeah.
But yeah, the actual sales of the CD is not quite what the shows would indicate. So you guys are just
No, but for us at the same time, we're like happy because, you know, that's more records than we've ever sold. You know, so it's still a move in the right direction. But you know, I guess things are steadily going up in that front too. So it hasn't shown any signs of dying. And you know, if you know, it still has a possibility of doing really well. I don't really know, but I mean, for as far as we're concerned, it's kind of cake at this point. You know,
yeah.
we know we'll get to make another record, and that's good.
Yeah. And you had songs featured on I Shot Andy Warhol and Feeling Minnesota as well.
Right.
How did those come about?
Both of those came about from, I guess, you know, music directors, or I guess the Feeling Minnesota thing was a director of the movie asked for a song and sent me a scene, and a scene to write to, so I wrote the song for the movie. And the I Shot Andy Warhol thing, I guess whoever was putting together the soundtrack was a fan of the band and thought it would be interesting to hear us do that Buffalo Springfield song, so they pitched that at us, and it sounded like fun, you know. Plus they gave us money to do it, so we recorded songs for our record that ended up on our record with their money.
So, are you happy with the way your songs were used in those films, or is it these?
I haven't seen either one of them. You know, I don't really.
You've been too busy, huh?
Yeah, I don't like movies.
What often happens is, you know, an artist spends a lot of time and trouble to make a song for a film, and then it's like a 3-second segment when somebody like turns on a radio.
Right.
And, you don't really get to hear it.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I mean, somebody, I think, our bass player saw I Shot Andy Warhol, and he never really even figured out where it was, you know.
That's right. It's worse than a sample. I mean, it's really minuscule.
It's really ridiculous that they spend the kind of money they do to get, you know, to get that.
Well, maybe it has something to do with the royalties they get from the soundtrack. You know, they want to take advantage of that.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's like they might as well just use static, you know.
So, has there been any sort of reaction towards the use of your songs in those films, or has it mainly been kind of just something you did on the side, and then something that basically everybody's forgotten about?
I mean, Uncle Tupelo and Golden Smog, and like every band I've ever been involved with has, like, at some point in time done something that's been in a movie, and it generally doesn't end up meaning anything. You hardly ever get any reaction from it at all.
Right.
I mean, or maybe it's because I've always, like, both of those movies, like, were just miserable failures, you know.
We also have to bear in mind, when was the last time you bought a movie soundtrack? You know, it's like,
you know, exactly.
I mean, you know, these things are released, and you kind of wonder who's buying them, you know.
Right, Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid or something. You know?
Right, or Easy Rider maybe.
Right.
The guy who was wondering, you know, now that you have established yourselves, you know, as a big touring act, do you see this? Do you see yourself staying on the road for a long time? I mean, you must start to suffer burnout after a while.
Well, it's kind of, I mean, it's just really kind of a continuation of what we've always done. Like for the last, you know, 5 years or so, we've been a pretty much hard-working touring band, you know. And I don't see any reason to change that now that we make money doing it, you know. So yeah, I think we'll probably keep doing it for a while.
Tell us about the type of shows you do. Do you are you opening other people's shows? Are you the headliner, or are you playing clubs or larger type venues, or what, how does it work?
We mostly play our own shows, or headline our own shows. We've done very little opening, whatever, touring at all. We played on the Horde tour 2 years ago, and it was just kind of weird, you know, like half an hour a day, you know.